Thank you everybody who has tagged me on this topic, much appreciated. I mentioned in yesterday's Tower of Fantasy segment that I would be covering a topic today where Tower of Fantasy has been accused of a number of things. That is going to be this segment, and particularly this tweet here that has over 17,000 likes from Non-Serene. Now, the first thing I'd like to point out about this account is that in its own bio, it refers to itself as a burner account, although it was made back in 2018. So it seems for all intents and purposes, this account is only being used to make this current compilation about accusations regarding Tower of Fantasy. Now, maybe you find it suspicious that it's a burner account. Conversely, you may argue that there's no clout to be gained. It's just a burner account. So ultimately, make of that what you will. I'm just giving you the info. And now onto the thread. They say, Tower of Fantasy, plagiarism, fake government IDs, infinite pools, fake reviews, and more plagiarism. A thread. During Tower of Fantasy's Chinese beta and release, the game became incredibly controversial due to a series of scandals ranging from hilarious to very bad. Post 1 of 14. Disclaimer, this is not meant to dissuade you from playing the game. These stories have been all over Reddit the past few months, but very little made it over to Twitter, which is why I'm sharing. Plagiarism accusation. After dubbing itself the Genshin Killer, so they really did dub themselves that. I saw some people making that claim. Is that true? It's kind of embarrassing if they're like, oh yeah, we're the Genshin Killer. You know, it's one thing if the community labels you that, either seriously or as a meme way, but to do it yourself, wow, okay. Tower of Fantasy proceeds to use an asset from another MiHoYo game, Genshin Impact 3. Oh wow, third in one of their trailers. Note, Tower of Fantasy claims they outsourced the PV to another company that then stole the assets. Yeah, that's convenient, isn't it? I mean, maybe it's true. That is odd though. Look, I might be a bit hard on Tower of Fantasy here. If I am, it's mostly because, as I mentioned before, I was really hoping Tower of Fantasy would be an awesome game that would give Genshin a lot of competition. So don't take this personal. I'm just, taking a look at this and a little worried that Genshin's not going to get the competition it really needs. Let's continue, though. Plagiarism seems to be a pattern. Here are other cases people have noticed. 4 out of 14. Oh, I'm not going to keep reading the page numbers. An insignia from Rainbow Six. What? 50% XP chip asset from Genshin Impact again. Okay, maybe we'll take a look at that after. I got the link pulled up on my other tab. An animator also called out the devs for plagiarizing one of their animators for a preview. Here's their tweet about it, along with a side-by-side comparison of the two videos. It's pretty blatant. All right, let's check this out. I don't want to get copy struck on this, but let's see here. Okay, so zooms in, got kind of like a gate kind of effect, and then the text, and the running. Oh, wow. The jumping through the gate, the flying. Okay, that is pretty dang similar. Obviously, it's not like one for one. I can see where they're talking about it being similar, though. Now, of course, the argument is it just like taking inspiration, or is this a, like, too similar comparison? Once again, I'm being a little careful here because situations like this, maybe I'll get copyright struck. You got companies that are not wanting this information out. As you see here, this person even made a burner account for this stuff, so I am being a bit careful. If you want to check this out for yourself, though, by all means, you can find the Twitter account making this comparison at this @ right here, PopRec. So there you go, if you want to check that out more on your own. Fake reviews, the claims continue. As if that wasn't enough plagiarism, Tower of Fantasy was also caught pasting 5-star reviews of Genshin Impact into their own game reviews. Okay, I'm going to defend Tower of Fantasy a little bit on this one, because there's a chance, look, I'm not accusing anyone here, but there's a chance Hoyoverse used bots to give fake reviews on Genshin Impact. And perhaps Tower of Fantasy just used the same bot company, and the bot company just made like the same kind of comments. Maybe that's what happened. If not, that's just like so weird. Like if you're gonna make fake reviews, if you're gonna go so far as to make fake reviews, why plagiarize the fake reviews? Why not just make completely fake reviews? Like why take Genshin Impact's reviews? That's so weird to me. So yeah, maybe the bot thing is real. I don't know. It's just a theory. Once again, I'm not accusing Hoyoverse of using bots or anything like that. It's just a theory, because that's just like crazy. Okay. Anyways, continuing. Infinite pools. After the Chinese release, people found out that if you turned off Wi-Fi during a pool, it wouldn't count, allowing for infinite rerolls. Oh wow. Well, you know what? I have a hunch. Some players aren't going to mind that. Yeah, if we got some free multis in Genshin Impact from a bug, I mean, I don't know, man. Those primos are pretty expensive. I don't know if I'd complain about that one. I'm like half kidding right now. Obviously, you don't want a game-breaking bug, but I'm trying to find the humor in this a little bit as we continue through the thread. This was patched and players were compensated with free pools until people found out you could turn off Oh wait, what the frick? You could do it again? You could turn off Wi-Fi and duplicate compensation. No way! For infinite pools. Oh, no way. No way. Let's just run through that one more time because that's actually hilarious. So they got a bug where if you turn off Wi-Fi during a pool, it wouldn't count, allowing you to do infinite rerolls. Okay, so I guess if you do like the multi, you do the pool and you don't get the character you want, you could like basically reset the reset the roll and do it over and over again until you got the results you want. I think that's how that worked. So then they issue compensation for that. They patch the bug, but now that you can just do the bug with the compensation itself. Oh my gosh. If I read that right, that's just freaking hilarious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. To be clear, gacha games are often bugged on release no matter how thorough the beta. Most major issues with Tower of Fantasy have been fixed for the global release. It is funny though. Yeah, I'm just freaking laughing at that, man. Oh, the fact that the fix got like the same kind of bug. Oh my gosh. Fake IDs, the next claim. To play the Chinese beta test on the PC client, you needed a Chinese ID to sign up, so Chinese players thought it was weird when they noticed a lot of players with Russian and Spanish usernames. So, wait, that one's not really, that's not really Tower of Fantasy's fault, though, is it? So you needed a Chinese ID to sign up. So then, like, other players from other countries made fake IDs or whatever to play the game? Yeah, that one's not really Tower of Fantasy's fault, is it? To be fair to them? Maybe I'm reading that wrong. Continuing. Apparently, someone affiliated with Perfect World Games passed around fake Chinese IDs, reportedly including IDs from people who went missing in a 2017 landslide, which is how people outside of China got into the CN beta. So that whole thing is very weird. That's obviously very messed up if true. I mean, I don't even know how that would work. Where do they get the IDs from? I don't think they dug through, like, I don't even want to think about that, actually. It's dark and disturbing, man. But you get my point. That's kind of odd for a number of reasons. Also, Perfect World Games has no association with Tower of Fantasy, does it? Isn't Tower of Fantasy Hoda Games? Although I'm not sure the publisher. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, Hota Studio, not Hota Games, my bad, and claims to be published by Level Infinite. So I went to the Reddit thread about this from 8 months ago, and it's a very complicated situation. For example, if I scroll through this, you can see there's a lot of Discord logs and stuff like this to go through. Now, I don't like reporting on stuff that involves Discord because it tends to be, as you can see right here, just like extremely wordy stuff that, to be quite frank, just takes forever to actually go through in full. So I'm not going to be doing that here. If you want to find this, once again, you can find all this information in the compiled Twitter account, which I'll also link in the description for you. But essentially, what went on here is apparently, let's go to the very top. You got this user, Aris, who apparently was allegedly giving out these Chinese IDs to allow people in the Discord, not from China, to play the game in beta, to beta test it. And that person, Aris, claims to not be affiliated with Tower of Fantasy at all. However, this Reddit thread makes some claims that, if I scroll down one more time here, that they are actually affiliated with Tower of Fantasy on some level, citing evidence such as the people that follow them on their TapTap account and things like that. So ultimately, as always, make of this what you will. If you want to look into this in more details, you know where to find it. The other weird thing about this whole ID situation is I don't understand why they would need to like get extra beta testers that badly. Surely they could have plenty of beta testers in China. Now, do they just want international beta testers for international opinions about this? I guess that's possible. But to the extent that they would have some dude who's like affiliated with us, but not really, let's have him distribute IDs from deceased people and all that. I mean, that situation's just so weird and dark to me. I'm trying to keep some hope for humanity left, thinking like that can't actually be the right explanation for it. Make of all of it what you will, though. Continuing. There's not much more left, actually. It says, more organized video recap of this here and a written recap here. Note that this isn't uncommon behavior, and many players trying to play on CN servers use these methods to get in, although more people verify their identities via Bilibili now. It's just that usually people affiliated with the devs don't explicitly promote this. Once again, to be fair, I think the evidence of this person being affiliated with the devs is questionable and not objective, but make of that what you will. It says, and that's it. This is truly not the worst thing a game developer has ever done, so if you like the game, feel free to keep playing. I just compiled some sources since it seems like this is not all common knowledge here. Wanted to add this now that the thread is blown up and I've read the responses. This thread is not about Genshin. Two things can be bad at once. Wow, okay. You can play or drop any game you'd like. I don't want to cancel Tower of Fantasy. I just want people to be informed consumers. So does this person just like hate Genshin Impact too then? Like, I don't know, the implication. Two things can't be bad at once. Like, what? I also want to be clear that Tower of Fantasy's plagiarism is qualitatively different from taking inspiration from other games, which is fine. Assets taken straight from other games have appeared in Tower of Fantasy's promotional material, and an entire preview was copied and or traced. Nothing to promote. Companies aren't your friends. Be a conscious consumer and only spend within your means. Well, I absolutely agree with that part. All right, guys, make of all that what you will. Look into it more if you want, as some of those claims I did not, do a deep dive into. As you know, on my channel, I kind of like to keep things brief and to the point for the most part. And we certainly could have looked into this a little bit further. To be fair, we looked into some of those claims a bit further, like the ID situation, because that's just crazy. So My opinion on this, some of these claims certainly seem to have more merit than others, and I hope I was fair in my coverage here, giving some pushback on some parts of the claims where it seemed warranted. And like Non-Serene said, I am also not sharing this to drag Tower of Fantasy or anything like that. Actually, I think I said in the beginning of this video, I was really hopeful that Tower of Fantasy would be like really awesome and give Genshin some much needed competition. So, yeah, I'd like to see Tower of Fantasy succeed and do well. I think that would be healthy for the environment, like the the gaming landscape, the gacha gaming environment, so to speak. But let me know what you think about all this stuff. And if you're enjoying Tower of Fantasy, I'm glad. If you're enjoying Genshin, I'm glad. Ultimately, I'd rather people enjoy the stuff that they're playing than not enjoy and like be unhappy. So hopefully you guys are having a good time. You're happy. You're enjoying the games that you're playing. And I hope you found this coverage to be adequate, entertaining, informative, something positive at least. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you there.